These things have taken the world by storm, but are they really good for you? That's what we're going to talk about today. Now, it seems like LaCroix has come out of nowhere. First, you never heard of it, and then all of a sudden, it's all over Instagram. But if somehow you still aren't familiar with LaCroix, they're just flavored carbonated waters. But are they healthy? So if you've watched one of these Are They Healthy type videos from me before, you know the first question I always like to ask about any food is it real food? So with LaCroix, the first thing we're gonna do is look at the ingredients. So this is the pineapple strawberry flavor, and on this one, for ingredients, it says only carbonated water, naturally essenced. And then on the front, it says naturally essenced sparkling water. And on some of the other flavors, instead of saying naturally essenced in the ingredients, it says natural flavors, but we're just gonna lump the flavor, the essence, all that stuff together in one group. So the carbonated water, that's pretty simple. We'll call that real food. I mean, it's water with some CO2 in there, no big deal. So the next thing we have to look at is the natural essence or natural flavor. Now, natural flavor is kind of a mystery when it comes to ingredients. And the reason for that is that we have some standards around what it is, but we don't know exactly what's in each natural flavor on any given product. And that's because the natural flavor or artificial flavors, for that matter, are considered to be kind of like part of a secret recipe. So companies aren't required to disclose everything that's in natural flavor because the idea is that's what makes their product. And if they broke down everything that was in there, then anyone could just make it, and so then it wouldn't be theirs anymore. It's their secret recipe, and so they get to keep it secret so that they can keep it theirs. And from a business sense, that totally makes sense. I mean, you don't want to be telling your competitors how to make a product identical to yours, but as a consumer, it means that we don't 100% know what's in there. Now, natural flavors as a group are made from things in nature, but that doesn't mean that the process to get them there is quote unquote natural. So maybe you have a flavor that's made from a fruit, but it's going through all these steps to become the actual flavoring that's going in your food. Now, if you go to the LaCroix website, they do have an FAQ, and one of the questions is what exactly is in their flavors or their essence. So I'm gonna read you what they have on there. They say that the flavors are derived from the natural essence oils extracted from the named fruit used in each of the LaCroix flavors. There are no sugars or artificial ingredients contained in nor added to these extracted flavors. And you'll notice the line in there about the flavor coming from the named fruit. And that's kind of an interesting point because a lot of times maybe it's a natural flavor to taste like, I don't know, raspberry, but it doesn't actually come from raspberry. They take it from something else and it tastes like raspberry in our mouth. So that's kind of just a fun like food science kind of note. But the bottom line is we're not going to know 100% what's in there. And I know for a lot of people that's not okay. You kind of want to know every single thing, but that's just kind of the way it is. We have to trust what they're saying because that's really the only information we have. They say that it's coming from the fruit that it comes from, but as far as the process and all of that, we're never going to know 100% what's going on. So is it real food? I'm gonna say kinda. I mean, obviously our ancestors weren't picking cans of LaCroix from the sacred LaCroix tree, but it is carbonated water and flavors that supposedly, according to the company, are coming from the fruits and vegetables that are named on the packaging. Now, could you at home just get some water, get some carbonated water even, and add in, you know, fruits, vegetables, herbs, whatever you want to flavor it yourself? Definitely, absolutely. I do that myself sometimes. But at the same time, you know, there's nothing in the LaCroix that's inherently super harmful for you or something like that. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. And that's why it kind of slides in as a kinda on the real food spectrum for me. The other thing you have to think about with LaCroix is that it comes in a can. And a lot of cans have BPA in the lining. Now, there are concerns around BPA. The levels that's in the lining of these products, you know, the FDA says is safe and there's no concerns around it. But, you know, I do advocate trying to reduce your exposure. You know, don't microwave things in plastic. That doesn't need to happen. Use a ceramic or glass dish. You know, I have glass storage containers for my leftovers. I have a glass water bottle. I try to reduce it where I can and where it totally makes sense. But at the same time, I do still buy a few canned products here and there. You know, maybe I buy canned tomatoes or tomato paste or something like that. And so the LaCroix kind of falls in with that for me too. It's not making up the bulk of what I'm doing. I'm reducing exposure in all these other places. So for me, considering the amount that I'm exposed to in my whole life and what I'm doing, it's not something that I'm worrying about a ton with the LaCroix. Now let's talk about some of the positives with LaCroix. So one thing that I really like about it is a lot of people are using it as something to help them deal with their soda habit. You know, because for a lot of people, if you're drinking a lot of soda every single day, going to just water all the time, that's a really big flip. But having something like LaCroix in there to help you make that transition can be really nice. Because for a lot of people, maybe it's not even the flavors or the sugars or the things in the soda that they really want, but it's just that carbonation. A lot of people really like the bubbles and the fizz and all that kind of stuff. So if LaCroix can be there, being carbonated water with, you know, the different flavors in there, no sugar, nothing else, I think that's awesome. And also for someone like me who very, very rarely drinks soda, and even when I do, it's like a couple sips from someone else, I still like to have LaCroix sometimes because it's just nice to have something different. You know, just like I do add fruits or vegetables or herbs to my water sometimes to switch things up, sometimes it's nice to have a fizzy, bubbly drink just to have something that's a little special or a little fun or just something that's not the norm. So for me, I usually have it maybe like 1 night a week to 3 nights a week, probably max, on a typical week. And I usually drink them like if we're watching a movie at night or a TV show, relaxing. It's kind of just like a fun thing to have. And honestly, I just really like to see something like LaCroix becoming popular because I think it's really cool that a lot of people are shifting away from soda and other sugar sweetened beverages to something that isn't sweetened. I think that's awesome. And also, I think it says something about our culture that something like LaCroix can really have this, you know, big success all of a sudden, because something like that that's unsweetened to be really popular, at least in the US, is kind of surprising to me. And I think maybe it's a sign that people's preferences are shifting. Maybe people are getting rid of that preference for having sweet stuff all the time, getting a little bit away from that and going towards something else. So that's what I think about LaCroix. I have them in my fridge if that matters to you, but I want to hear what you think in the comments. So have you tried them? Do you like them? What are some of your favorite flavors? I want to know all that good stuff. And I hope you like this video. If you're new here and you want more healthy eating tips, nutrition, info, healthy recipes, all that kind of fun stuff, then make sure that you subscribe, because eating healthy and living a healthy lifestyle really doesn't have to be complicated, and I want to show you how to do it. And if you're loving the free info here, but you're finding that you need something more personalized, don't forget that I do offer one-on-one nutrition coaching and counseling. So if you're interested in working with me, just let me know and we can get that set up for you. Thanks for watching. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll talk to you next time.